Sarah had always been fascinated by the stars. As a child, she would spend hours gazing up at the sky, dreaming of the far-off worlds that might exist beyond our own. As she grew older, she pursued her passion for astronomy, earning a degree in astrophysics and landing a job at a prestigious research institute. But despite all her years of studying the stars, Sarah had never found anything truly groundbreaking. She had made many important discoveries over the years, but nothing that had the potential to change the course of human history. That all changed one fateful night. Sarah was working late at the observatory, analyzing data from the latest telescope scans, when she noticed something odd. A small blip on the screen that she couldn't quite explain. At first, she dismissed it as an error in the equipment. But as she continued to study the data, she realized that it was something much more significant. It was a signal. A signal that appeared to be coming from beyond our solar system. Sarah was ecstatic. This was the kind of discovery that every astronomer dreamed of. But as she shared her findings with her colleagues, she quickly realized that not everyone was as excited as she was. Many of the other scientists were skeptical. They argued that it was likely just a random burst of radiation, or interference from a passing satellite. But Sarah knew in her heart that it was something more. She spent the next several months poring over the data, running countless simulations, and ruling out every possible alternative explanation. And finally, she was able to confirm what she had suspected all along. The signal was real, and it was coming from a planet orbiting a star in a distant galaxy. The news of Sarah's discovery quickly spread throughout the scientific community, and soon she was being hailed as a hero. The media couldn't get enough of her, and she was invited to speak at conferences and events all over the world. But despite all the attention, Sarah remained humble. She knew that her discovery was just the beginning. There was still so much more to learn about this distant world, and she was determined to uncover its secrets. Over the next several years, Sarah and her team of researchers worked tirelessly to study the planet and the signal that had led them there. They built new telescopes, sent probes and rovers to the surface, and analyzed every scrap of data they could get their hands on. And finally, after years of hard work and dedication, they made another incredible discovery. The planet wasn't just habitable. It was inhabited. There were creatures on this distant world. Creatures unlike anything they had ever seen before. And they were intelligent. They had their own language, their own culture, and their own technology. Sarah and her team were stunned. This was a discovery that would change the course of human history. For the first time, we had proof that we were not alone in the universe. But as the news of their discovery spread, not everyone was happy. Some saw the existence of these creatures as a threat, and there were calls to launch a preemptive strike against them. Sarah was horrified. This was not what science was supposed to be about. It was about discovery, about learning, about understanding the world around us. It was not about violence and aggression. She knew that she had to do something. She had to find a way to show the world that these creatures were not a threat, that they were just like us. And so she set out on a mission to make contact with them. It was a long and perilous journey, but eventually Sarah and her team arrived on the planet's surface. And they were greeted by the most incredible sight.